You have everything you need right now to sign a client today. And when you truly believe that, you can do anything, and the channels start opening and you energetically start opening up to the idea.
You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to share today's episode with you. But first, I just want to celebrate something, and it has been an entire year since the From Imposter to Empowered program has been open. This is my signature group mentorship container that helps coaches and service providers overcome imposter syndrome and break through the mindset blocks that are holding you back, get you paid for exactly who you fucking are because you're showing up so authentically and so in your purpose. And you'll sign high ticket clients, the kind of clients that you are so excited to sign, the kind of clients that drop into your DMs and are like, fuck, yes, I need to work with you. And I love being able to teach women how to make money through higher ticket services because those are the services that are going to yield your clients the best fucking results. When you are a coach or a service provider and you feel compensated, when you feel like you're being paid well, you get to do your best work. When you feel like you are being paid to be yourself and you can just show up authentically, not even in front of the scenes, but also behind the scenes with your clients, etc., that it just feels so good. It just feels so good, and you really feel like you are in your purpose. And I really think that when you struggle with imposter syndrome, a big reason why a lot of people do at the beginning of their journey of having a business is because they're not utilizing their skills. They're not utilizing their tools because they haven't had the opportunity to sign clients that are the best fit for them. So they're just not utilizing the things that they would be if they had clients. And it doesn't have to be your journey that you struggle in the beginning of your business, that you don't make any money and you don't sign clients who are a good fit. In some ways, I think these things are a rite of passage, but for the most part, you want to be stepping into the identity of someone who makes money and charges high ticket for your work as soon as possible, because that is going to bring out the best version of you, and you are then going to be doing your best work. And that is what the From Imposter to Empowered program is all about, to help you see beyond your imposter syndrome thoughts, help you see beyond that feeling of not being good enough and realize that you have always been good enough. You actually are qualified. You actually do know what the fuck you're talking about. And it is up to you to act like it so you can create the business that you've always wanted. And I'm so excited to celebrate that we have had this particular version of the program open for an entire year, because I did run a version of it, like a 12-week version of it back in 2020, and then I ran it again in the beginning of 2021. And I was just so excited to bring this program back as an evergreen program, and I just love the clients inside so much. So if you want to be a part of the From Imposter to Empowered program, if you religiously listen to my podcast and you know that the program is the next step for you, reach out to me on Instagram at Your Coach Jill, or you can go in the show notes and join us directly from the sales page. To celebrate it being a year, I decided last month to implement something so fun, and that is a 2-week taster. So you get to join the From Imposter to Empowered program for 2 weeks and get a taste of the content that's inside. You'll get a taste of a hot seat coaching call where you can come on and actually be coached directly by me. And you'll get to join our channel in Telegram where you can ask Q&A. I drop in there 2 days a week to answer questions and celebrate with the other ladies inside. And that is a 2-week taster, and that is $397. So you'll get to be inside of the program for 2 weeks. And if you decide to continue, which I just know that you will, but if you decide to continue, you can actually leverage that $397 towards your first month. So it can come off your first monthly payment, or if you pay in full. So you can test it out. You can taste it and see If you like it, see if this is the container for you, so you can also do that at the link in my show notes. And actually, right now, I am running Cash Freak. So as you are listening to this, I am running Cash Freak, which was first a money mindset course that I created for the clients inside of the program and my one-to-ones, of course. But then I got the idea to turn this into a 3-week mastermind. I was like, this work goes so much deeper than just a fucking course, like we have to do like the intense healing work. So we're doing a ton of subconscious work and healing work to help you feel worthy of receiving directly through your business and seeing your business as a viable channel for money to flow through. So if you become an actual member inside of the From Imposter to Empowered program, so beyond the teaser, if you decide to join us for 3, 6, or 12 months, you get this mastermind for free. We've already started, but there's still a week left in the mastermind. Even if you just join the program now, we still have that last week in the mastermind, and you get all of the recordings for free. You will have them for life. So you get the Cash Freak course for free, in addition to all the other courses like the content course, the sales course, the launch course. You get the curriculum, the 2 times a month hot seat coaching with me, the community in Telegram, and so much more. It truly is an incredible program and is going to help you make the money that you want to fucking make this year. Okay, so I'm excited to see you over there. Whether it's joining the program directly or joining the 2-week taster and getting a taste of my coaching, getting a taste of the program and seeing if it is the place for you. So, all right. Let's dive into today's episode, which is all about how you can have 5-figure months by having these beliefs on repeat. So when your subconscious believes that something is available to you, you can literally have anything you want. You can literally have anything you want. It is not a block anymore. However, when your subconscious doesn't believe that you can have something, when you don't feel good enough to have it, when you don't feel worthy of it, it just doesn't come into your focus. We have a reticular activating system, and it's a little filter inside of our brain, and it will pay attention and focus on the things that we believe are the most important at that time, right? So that's why as you start feeding your subconscious mind affirmations, or you're really doing the inner work inside of your coaching programs, or you're really like journaling a lot or visualizing the things that you want, you begin to become accustomed to showing your reticular activating system, like, these are the things that I want to focus on. And you will start to see more abundance in your life, more opportunities, more possibilities coming to the forefront, right? Because you're paying attention to it. And it's the same thing when somebody says what you focus on expands. It's because of that reticular activating system. So when you don't feel good enough to have something, when you don't feel worthy of it, it just doesn't come into your focus. It doesn't come into your line of vision, and therefore you don't think about it and you don't focus on it. And I think this happens a lot for entrepreneurs that come into the online space. They come into the online space not realizing what is available to them. So a lot of the time they play super small. A lot of the time they're thinking in scarcity, which, like, to be honest, 90% of us have come from childhoods and background experiences, etc., that come from scarcity. I mean, I know I did. I was like, there was no way I could ever leave my job. And here I am now working full-time for myself. And I have been for almost 5 years. It's fucking incredible. I love it. And I truly believe it's because I learned to repeat these things to myself on a daily basis, right? So I have these like 5 thoughts, beliefs, whatever you want to call them, because beliefs are just thoughts that we have over and over and over again. I have these 5 specific ones on repeat in my brain. It's kind of like robo affirmations. And if you've ever heard of robo affirmations, it's where you just robotically repeat affirmations. And the reason why this works is because when you neutralize something, it actually comes to you a lot quicker. Like, instead of holding on and grasping onto your manifestation, the next client, the thing you're trying to create, when you're grasping and tightening your grip and saying, this needs to happen in a certain time frame. This is why when people put a timeline on their business or a timeline on signing the next client within X amount of time, it almost never fucking happens because they're coming at it from such an attached place, right? Like, I have this client who we completely reframed what would need to happen for her to leave her job, because what she came to me with was, I need to be able to sign X number of clients to leave my job. And I was like, first of all, let's not put that pressure on yourself, because that is just going to cause everything to combust, right? But also, can we instead have a savings bank? If that is something you need to feel secure, we shouldn't have to like rely on clients, because you know what? Clients can leave, they can decide to stay, and then they don't, right? So instead of putting the pressure on I need to sign a certain number of clients, we instead reframed it to I need to have a certain amount saved. And that just felt so much better to her nervous system, right? So we want to be detached from things that are happening in the business as well, which is so much fucking easier said than done, especially when you are attached to the income that's coming through your business. But this is more of like an energetic attachment, okay? It's not the actual like 3D reality. It is more so the energetic reality for you. This is how you're thinking, it's how you're feeling. This isn't about you pretending that your business or your potential clients or your content or whatever doesn't exist. We are just detaching emotionally and not attaching our worth, not attaching our emotions to the outcome of this. So when you're kind of robotically affirming things to yourself, you're essentially saying, hey, if this happens, amazing, but I'm not attached to it. And that is just like crack cocaine for your manifestations, you know? So as I said, embedding these 5 thoughts, beliefs into my fucking DNA is what has created 5-figure months for me. And I truly believe that. And it will get you there too if you genuinely learn to believe these things. You guys know I'm all about the subconscious mind. I'm all about rewiring the subconscious mind, rewiring your nervous system so you can feel good enough and worthy. And so you can feel like a motherfucking expert. So when you hear these things, and I'm going to talk about each and every one of them, I want you to write them down, take note of them. And I want you to pay attention as to why you may not think these things. And maybe you can actually write down your version of them and start saying them to yourself each day. So these are going to be very specific for your business, and they're going to be super specific to thoughts that you would probably have each and every day if you did have a 5-figure a month business. Okay, so the first one is no one does it like me. When I really started leaning into imposter syndrome, I still was focusing more on like the mindset aspect of it. And I was talking to all people. I was talking to corporate people, I was talking to moms, I was talking to entrepreneurs, but I started realizing that in the online space, especially talking about imposter syndrome in entrepreneurs and online entrepreneurs, a lot of people loved that content. They really resonated with it, and a lot of my clients became entrepreneurs. And I saw that unique angle in terms of, okay, I'm going to specialize in helping entrepreneurs with this shit because it can be so fucking powerful. But like, I still had all these certifications and these things that other coaches had. So I had to really start believing no one does it like me. No one can do it like me, and no one does it like me. And no one can do it like you because nobody has your story. No one has your unique blend of skills. Like, I have a psychology degree and I have a master's degree in organizational and interpersonal conflict. Like, there are a lot of things that I have in addition to my certifications, in addition to all the jobs that I've had, the things that I've done. Nobody has my fucking story, right? Nobody has my story. I have a stuttering disability. A lot of people don't have that. So me leaning into that, me leaning into what makes me different and how that connects to how I see people, how I understand them, how I can speak to the things that they've experienced and what they're going through, those things make me different. And nobody has my same personality either. Like, this is why I think comparing yourself to somebody is because you have completely lost your own authenticity and you don't think it's enough. So you look at what somebody else is doing and you see their results. Like, if you scroll over to the fucking explore page and you see all these people who, like, oh my God, she has the same NLP certification that I have, or what the fuck ever, and you start to feel like, oh, like I'm comparing to her, it's because you're not being authentically you in your content, and you're thinking that there is a formula or how you need to be. Because if you truly did believe that, like, you were so unique and so special, and there was all these things that made you who you are as a coach, as a service provider, then comparison just wouldn't even fucking exist, right? And that is where you have to be if you want to make 5 figures a fucking month. And this is why it's very important to work on the authenticity of your personal brand, to work on being your most authentic self, because that is something that people reference all the time when they talk about working with me, or when we're actually on calls and they say, like, Jill, you're so fucking funny, or you're exactly who I thought that you would be, right? One of my past clients actually had me on her podcast. Her name's Estelle. She's Your Coach Estelle on Instagram. And she had so many amazing things to say that I can't even recall right now, but they were so nice. But one of the things that she said like really stuck out to me that I was so happy to hear from her is she said, "You are one of the most authentic people that I've ever met online." And that meant a lot to me because I really do relish in the fact that how I am online is very similar to how I am in person, and not in the way that I'm like super extroverted or anything like that, but I am honest. I'm an honest person. I'm direct. What you see is what you get. I'm not trying to put a facade on online. And I actually had an Instagram post a couple weeks ago where I talked about the fact that I'm actually a lot more extroverted online because you have to be. Like, you have to be loud. You have to show people who you fucking are. You have to be somebody that shows up and talks and has a personality and actually separates yourself from the rest, but never from a fake place. Like, never from a place of, this isn't the real me. I just think that I need to do what I need to do so somebody can learn that they want to work with me. You know what I mean? It just needs to come from an authentic place. And I see the version of me that is showing up and selling, that's talking about my clients, as a different version of me. It's still me. It's just like another iteration of me. All of this to say, I was really happy to hear that from a person that I respect so much, who used to work with me, used to pay me. And I think that's a really big deal that she said I was one of the most authentic people that she's ever met online. And I truly believe that nobody does it like me. And you don't need to be like the coach who you're unconsciously copying, you know? And if this is you right now and I'm calling you out, maybe it's not unconscious, maybe it's conscious, and you're listening to this and you're like, oh my God, can Jill see me scrolling over to people's posts when I create my own for inspo? And I'm just telling you, like, I have been there before. I have done that before. And it felt so shitty because it just perpetuated my imposter syndrome. It just perpetuated the fact that I didn't feel good enough. And that's where you need to start. You need to start at nobody can do it like me. And how do I do the things that are actually perfect for the people that I'm going to work with? And what you know is good enough right fucking now to make fuck tons of money. The sooner you realize that, and that nobody can do it like you, that is when somebody will pay you 4 figures, 5 figures for your coaching and service packages because they truly believe that you are the only choice for them. And I think I said this before on the podcast, but we have to remember that biologically we are programmed to want to belong. So standing out and realizing what makes you different can feel very uncomfortable, can feel very scary, but it is necessary in this space for you to sell your work. The next belief that I usually have on repeat is I'm going to sign my next client today. I generally have this thought every single day. And you know what? Some of the time it doesn't happen. Some of the time it fucking does, and I make 4 figures in a day, right? But that thought, that belief really does create so much excitement, so much joy, positive expectation, especially when somebody comes out of nowhere and they're like, hey, I'm ready to sign. I am ready to work with you. What are your packages? And this is something that I think a lot of people are afraid to do because they don't want to feel disappointed. A lot of people don't set goals and don't go for things because they're just afraid to feel the emotion of being disappointed. And I have learned to just careen past that emotion. Like, obviously, I'm feeling all of the emotions, but I'm not sitting in, oh, I'm disappointed, because I'm already on to the next thing. I'm already on to the next day. I'm already on to the next offer. I'm already on to the next thing. So when I think about signing my next client, I'm never waiting, because waiting is a low-level frequency. You're not waiting, you're moving. You're opening your channels every day for clients to flow through. You're doing the inner work and acting as if you get multiple payouts a week, okay? Like, this is the energy that I'm constantly living in. I'm never waiting for someone to buy. I'm doing what needs to be done so my audience feels activated to buy, and I'm being the person I need to be that calls them fucking forward. And I was thinking this thought, you guys, when I had 0 clients and my leads were so dry. I was thinking, like, there's no way I'm going to sign a client this week or even next week, right? And then I started thinking instead, I'm going to constantly think every single morning when I wake up that I'm going to have either signed a client overnight or I'm going to sign a client that day. And I was having this thought even when I was going through that huge income dip in 2022 and I was driving for Uber Eats, I thought that thought every single day. And that's exactly what ended up happening. And it all compounded, right? Like 1 second you're having a 0 day, the next you've made $4,000. I have had a client who dropped into our Telegram chat and she was like, oh my God, like I'm so stressed. Like I don't know what's going to be happening. And I said, you need to turn this around and you need to realize that people could drop out of nowhere. You have been selling, you have been showing up. What needs to change for you right now energetically for that to happen? She made $4,000 that day. She literally made $4,000 that day. You have everything you need right now to sign a client today. And when you truly believe that, you can do anything and the channels start opening and you energetically start opening up to the idea. Most people are thinking in scarcity, but when you shift to think in abundance and have that positive expectation, that is what your brain starts to focus on. Remember that reticular activating system. This is the energy that not a ton of people talk about in the online space because I think, again, they're afraid to be excited. They're afraid to show excitement in the event that they're disappointed. But really, it is such a magical thing and such an exciting thing that you never know what's going to happen each and every day. You know, like you can let the uncertainty crush you or you can let it excite you. And you will be such a successful entrepreneur when you can thrive in the uncertainty. And when you can be okay with uncertainty, you will be fucking unstoppable. That is actually, I'm going to create a whole other episode on this, but that is actually what you need to master when you want to leave your job is like, can I be okay, nervous system wise with uncertainty? Because there are a lot of people that have come to work with me and I'm like, you're not ready yet for this because your nervous system is constantly like, where's the next client? Where's the next client? Where's the next client? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And it's like, bitch, you came into entrepreneurship. 99% of the time, shit is uncertain, but you move like it is certain. The people that are the most stressed out, who are always in scarcity, first of all, they're usually very, very logic driven and they need the certainty to feel okay. They need to see the leads in their DMs in order to believe that it's going to happen for them. And you guys, I've talked about this so many times before, but in the online space, your belief is what creates the evidence. Your belief, the way you're moving, the frequency that you're on, how you feel, is going to totally impact the actions you take, the behaviors you display, the way you show up, the way you sell. That is what creates the evidence. But the belief has to be there and it has to go first. I always make sure before I sell that I'm getting into the right energy, because if I try to sell from shitty energy, like let's say, for example, I just had an argument with my husband or something like that, or I just got annoyed with something that my chihuahuas did or whatever, right? I'm not going to immediately jump into selling. I always take a second to ground myself and get into the energy of I'm changing people's fucking lives and there is somebody on the other end of my phone that is looking to fucking work with me today. As I said, 1 second you're having a 0 day and the next you're having a $4,000 day. Like when my client decided to pay in full when she re-signed into the From Imposter to Empowered program last month, and I saw it come through. It just like, again, I reiterated that belief to myself. I'm going to sign my next client today. Even though she re-signed, the whole point of this is to say that, again, I was at 0 and then somebody could pay you 4 figures. Somebody could pay in full. Believe that it is possible. Believe that that could happen today, potentially, but it is inevitably in your future, right? If it's hard for you to think about it today and think I could sign someone today, think about it in the future. Start to build that belief up. The next belief that I really lean into is there's an unlimited supply of potential clients and money. And I think this is a very niche one within the online space because people believe that because of their audience size or the way that the algorithm is, they don't have a lot of options. So they cling to the clients that they work with. They cling to the people who are looking at their Instagram stories, which again, coming off my last point, you're looking for evidence so you can feel better, so you can feel okay. But your reach, even if you can physically see, oh, this Instagram post only got 2 likes, only 2 people saw this, blah, 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 blah. There have been tons of times when I've gotten very low engagement on a post, but somebody has found me, saw that post, and was like, I need to work with you. And then they're paying me 4 figures or 5 figures for coaching. You think that money and clients are limited because your brain is programmed to think in the metric of not enough. As well, when you feel like a fraud, of course you're not going to feel like your audience size is fucking enough. Of course you're going to feel like the number of Instagram story views isn't enough. But you guys, the coaching industry is projected to be at 7.31 billion this year. Billion. There are so many fucking people who are perfect fits for your work and for you. And there's so much money to be made because there is an unlimited supply of money in the world. There is an unlimited supply of money in abundance in the world, and it is available to you unless you don't believe that it's available to you. As we were talking about at the beginning of this episode, what you focus on is what you will get. In my money mindset course that I was talking about too at the beginning of this episode called Cash Freak, I talk about how abundance is like nature. It's evergreen. It's ever growing. There is so much of it when you choose to see it that way. Like, for example, I could look out my window right now and I don't see a ton, right? But if I were to go take walk around the corner, there's a beautiful forest there full of trees and grass, and it is absolutely beautiful and abundant and growing. And just because I can't always see the abundant forest with my eyes, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And this is really something that you need to think about when it comes to being online, that there is an abundance of clients out there, an abundance of money to be made. And don't let the fact that you have a small audience or that you think, oh my God, this post isn't getting engagement, blah, blah, blah. Don't let that be a reason why you don't show up as your most abundant self. And don't let that be a reason why you think you can't be successful. Because honestly, this is an industry where algorithms and audience sizes never equal income. Like, I've had many clients before that have had huge audiences, like thousands and thousands, like 12,000, 15,000, 24,000, 50,000. I had someone reach out to me that I thought that it was like a scam. She applied to coaching and I looked her up on Instagram and I was like, this woman has 50,000 followers. And it was like in the beginning of my career. Like, it was like in the beginning of me like really selling one-to-one coaching. It was my first like one-to-one coaching package, and she was struggling with a lot of imposter syndrome because her audience wasn't buying, and she had an audience of 50,000. She had a very engaged audience, right? And still they weren't buying. And that's how you know, like, it doesn't matter about the audience size. It really doesn't. There's more available to you than you even realize. It's more than just having the numbers. It is about how you speak to them, how you stand in your authority, and what you fucking ask for from the universe, and how you position your services to be like, I'm the fucking person for you. Okay, so the fourth belief is, this is exactly how I'd be acting if I had X amount of months. Okay, like a 30K month, a 50K month, a 100K month. So I pretty much do an alignment check every single day. And sometimes I have to do it multiple times a day, right? So I ask myself, am I acting like the version of me that would already have a 50K month? Would I be entertaining this bullshit if I had 50K months, right? Like, I think about that when it comes to even the smallest things, like having a conversation with somebody on Instagram. Are they low-key disrespecting me? Am I entertaining something that I wouldn't? Are they disrespecting my time? I think about how would I actually respond to this, and it's kind of a reality check as well, because there have been a lot of times when I've been like, you know what, I would not be saying this or acting this way if I was making this amount each month. I know that I wouldn't, and then I catch that I'm doing it and I'm like, bitch, we need to change something. And that is actually very effective, because you don't even realize how leaky your energy is until you pay attention to the tiny decisions and the tiny moves you make every single day inside of your business. Because what money does is respond to self-respect and perceived power. And you don't feel those things when you're people pleasing, you're skipping your workout for the 4th day in a row, you're not getting your content done in advance again because you just don't feel inspired. These are all fucking leaks, and you need to clean them up and act like the woman who has the number you keep writing down in your journal. And I totally hear you if you're one of those people who is so literal, like I am, in terms of, okay, Jill, but if I had 50K months, I'd be acting totally different because I would have 50K a month. I'd be doing this, I'd be buying that. But it's not about the actions in terms of, well, I'd be spending this or spending that. It's your identity. It's more about the thoughts that you're having about yourself, that you allow yourself to have about yourself, your clients, about money. It's the standards that you're holding for yourself when it comes to working in your business and when it comes to loving your life, right? Like, I know for me, at 50K months, I'm still going to be living in this fucking house. I'm still going to be with my husband. I'm still going to be enjoying weekends in my special way, which is doing fucking nothing, like reading, playing fucking Mario Party, having snacks. I'm still going to be going to my hot yoga and Pilates classes. I'm still going to be grabbing a coffee with a friend. There are a lot of actions that I'm still going to be doing, but it's how I'm doing them. It's the thoughts that I'm having as I'm doing them, and it's the mindset I'm in as I'm doing it. So when you see someone talk about this, when they're like, oh, act as if, right? They're not talking about the actual actions you're going to take. Like, you're going to drink this kind of coffee when you have 50K months or what the fuck ever. It's more so about what thoughts are you having about yourself? What do you allow yourself to believe about yourself? What do you believe about your business? And those are going to be clues, right? Like, that's going to be, oh, that's what I should be working towards. So for example, if I were to think something like no one can do it like me, that is absolutely something that you will absolutely believe down to your bones when you have a 50K month, right? And I know that for sure, that I'm definitely going to be feeling that down to my bones. So how would that feel now? And then finally, the last belief is, so your coach Jill coded. Like, this is something that I've been saying for fucking years, forever and ever. And that is, it's always working. Everything is working. Every little piece of your business, every little action that you take is working towards your highest good. It's compounding. And that's why your actions, your beliefs, your behaviors, your habits are so important even right now, even if you haven't made a fucking dime. It's always working because it is. Every piece of content, every time you sell, every freebie, every offer, every masterclass you create, even when you have a launch and it's failed, it has all been exactly how it's supposed to be. You think I haven't had failed launches? I've had tons of them. You think I haven't had an offer where I was so sure it was going to fly off the shelves and it didn't? I totally have. You think that I haven't had weeks where people haven't reached out to me? You guys already know I had an income dip, right? Like, I've totally been there, but I never see my current circumstances as this is how it's always going to be, because things are constantly changing and I constantly have the belief that it's always working. So every time you do your EFT tapping instead of scroll, it's always working. Every time you get out of your head and into your journal, that is compounding your success. It's all working. It's always working. It's all adding up so it can overflow into your life. So stop thinking that your content that barely got engagement or your stories that expired are standalone things that don't fucking matter. They are. You are building a brand, you're establishing your voice, and every little thing that you're doing is compounding to the result and to the life that you want. Like, guys, one day I was in my fucking cubicle at work writing my Instagram post, looking over my shoulder, hoping no one would see me. And before I know it, I'm on my couch in my house with a sauna and an in-ground pool with my latte. I'm going to go to hot yoga later. And that's literally the only fucking thing on my schedule, because it's always working and it always has been working. When I really started to see things pick up, it wasn't because I said one thing on Instagram stories. It's because it was an accumulation of everything that I had been posting, the podcasts that I had recorded, the interviews that I did, the conversations I was having in the DMs, the posts that I made. Everything started compounding, and when things started working, I started riding the flow of things working. And it was all because I had done the work beforehand and then the work that I continue to do. So let's recap really quickly, okay? So the 5 thoughts or beliefs that I have on a daily basis are: no one can do it like me. I'm going to sign my next client today. There's an unlimited supply of potential clients and money. This is exactly how I'd be acting if I had X amount of months. And it's always working. Because how you're thinking and who you're being is a direct pipeline to signing clients at premium prices. Your clients are paying you for your leadership. When you're a coach or when you're a service provider, they want to pay someone who is so sure of themselves, so sure of the work that they do, and so sure that they're going to get results when you work with them. They want to feel like you're not only sure in yourself, but you're sure when they drop into your DMs, when you're having a conversation with them, they're like, I'm confident that this person is going to help me get results. Your clients in your business deserve that confidence, and they deserve for you to be at your highest frequency. They deserve you to be in your power and believing that you can help people with your work. Changing your thoughts on a subconscious level so you automatically think in abundance and confidence is one of my core pillars inside of the From Imposter to Empowered program, which again, we're celebrating that it's been a year since the doors have opened and we've made over $45,000 through that offer, which is fucking incredible. So when you join, you get direct access to the curriculum, personalized coaching 2 times a month, and 2 times a week I drop into the Telegram channel. You get the courses, you get the community, you get it all. This is the container where you're going to overcome your imposter syndrome and break through your fucking mindset blocks, get paid for who you are, and sign high ticket clients. And when you join now, you'll catch the last week of Cash Freak the Mastermind and all of the recordings, right? We are reprogramming and healing your scarcity and limiting beliefs about money so you can receive directly through your business. You also can join in for 2 weeks and get a taste of the program. You can get a taste of my coaching, a taste of the content inside, and that is only $397. And then if you want to continue with us, you can use that $397 towards your first payment or if you pay in full. So there's no risk involved. I can't wait to see you inside of there. Go to the link in my show notes and check that out. If you have any questions, send me a DM at Your Coach Jill. Okay, you guys, love you so much. See you next week. Hey babe, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Screenshot it and put it on your stories and tag me at Your Coach Jill. And if you really love me, you'll rate and review the podcast. And if you screenshot it before you submit the review and send it to me, I will send you a free gift on me. If you want to take this work deeper, come and work with me in the From Imposter to Empowered program or the Real Deal Mastermind. And finally, if you want just a snippet of my work to feel what it's like to be in my world, then you need to buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and you can get that on Amazon. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.